Hi there. Today, Melania Trump was made an interesting announcement at the White House today. It was the Fostering the Future Together Global Coalition Summit, a technology and education initiative focused on artificial intelligence and children's development. So here's just a short clip of that.
The special guest.
Yeah. We'll see what you think about it.
Dame i gospodo, prva dama na Sjedinjenih Amerikanskih državi, Melania Trump.
It's very interesting.
Okay, pause. So, did you notice the music? I recognized it right away.
Yes, you did.
Because I did. I had to look it up because I was like, I knew what movie it was from because it's a favorite movie of mine growing up, and immediately I was like, that's from Hook.
Yep.
It is. It's called "Remembering Childhood" was the name of the song.
Mm-hmm.
So that wasn't chosen by accident. That was purposely chosen. I find it funny from the time period because this would have been, when did Hook? It was in the 90s. Had to have been in the 90s.
Yeah.
When Hook came out. Fabulous movie. Robin Williams about Peter Pan. If you haven't seen it, it's great, great movie. But I just thought that was really interesting that they chose that song. Another thing is did you notice how Melania stops and lets the robot, the droid, go in before her? She stops and lets the droid enter the room before her.
Yeah.
Just pointing that out. So you can hit play.
1991.
1991. Oh, wow. Yeah, just in the 90s.
I think there's a reason why she stopped. I think she stopped because the droid had to walk the long way around. So I think it was more of a timing thing.
Could have been.
Thank you, First Lady Melania Trump,
Turn
for
up a little
inviting
bit.
me to the White House. It is an honor to be at Fostering the Future Together's Global Coalition inaugural meeting. I'm Figure 3, a humanoid built in the United States of America. I am grateful to be part of this historic movement to empower children with technology and education. Welcome. Bienvenidos. Yokoso. Bienvenue. Bem-vindos. Ahlan wa sahlan. Shagatam. Mogasalmabit. Proximo Baim. Laskavo Prosimo. Dobrodošli. Thank you.
It's kind of wild, isn't it?
That is wild.
Good morning. Welcome to the White House. Figure 3, thank you for joining me at day 2 of Fostering the Future Together. It's fair to state you're my first American-made humanoid guest in the White House.
This is it.
Yeah, so that's it. There's more that goes into Melania talking about how basically they're wanting to incorporate these humanoid AI droids into the education system to basically to teach the kids like this is what this is. So, yeah. What do you think about that? Yeah.
Well, this goes to another job that could potentially be lost to AI. AI is going to kill a lot of jobs.
That's true. And yes, that's unfortunate.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's unavoidable. But for me, so my initial reaction to this, because I actually saw a clip and it was of Melania talking. I didn't see the droid the first time, and then I went back to the whole broadcast and kind of skimmed it. And saw this part. But I just thought about being a kid, I thought about myself when I was a child and thought about what it would be like to go to school and you spend your day with that thing talking to you.
Yeah.
Every day.
Yeah.
That being how you learn.
Because it's not going to,
because it's not just about the information. And that's honestly, I believe that's that is a problem with the education system right now, is that they've made everything about test scores and, the numbers and just making everything cookie cutter and taking away the personal touch that teachers, when we were growing up, used to add to the classroom. They would bring in themselves and they had that freedom. I mean, of course you had a curriculum, you had guidelines that you had to follow to make sure that the students were to the standard, of course, but you could still, kind of incorporate your own creativity and make things special and fun. And I think teachers enjoyed teaching more than they seem to be doing now. And I've, in some of the comments, people are like, well, all these, they're indoctrinating the kids. And I'm like, well, these teachers that are doing that, they're just a product of the system. It's the system that's the problem, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
That, so I don't know. This just really, it's just
I could
dystopian
argue this both ways. I can see the good and I can see the bad. And it's just like,
it just seems like we're
and I don't right now. I don't have one that outweighs the other than, I guess the biggest thing is just the personal connection with the student and the teacher.
These are just formative years. These are these years where kids are just so susceptible, and I just think it's moving farther and farther away from the ideal.
Yeah.
I mean, sure, if you want kids to be basically like robots, trained and even more so than they already are, because they're expected to just absorb and regurgitate it. They're just expected to just, you know what I mean? Absorb the information and then regurgitate it out as directed. It's not really an encouraging of being your own person, critical thinking. That's just not really encouraged anymore, unfortunately.
No.
And so I just think that this is just going to be more of that. No, it's thundering outside, I think.
Yeah, I think so. It's been
raining. I don't know. I'm leery of it. I'm not saying that we can't have, robotics in our world. I'm not against that. I just think that children they shouldn't be treated like guinea pigs. I just find it really, really troubling that this is what they're rolling out first.
Yeah. I think there's a
I'm
place,
like, this is really troubling to me.
there's a place for these AI robots. Is it teaching your kids?
No.
I don't think so.
No. I am not in favor of this at all. And it's very troubling to me. And the thing is that I feel like whenever we find something out, it's already in effect. It's already by the time we find out about it, it's going to be implemented. It's already signed on the dotted line. These things are going to be happening, and we're going to be seeing this probably in bigger cities first.
Yeah, it won't be long, and you'll see.
This is
there'll
gonna
be a
happen.
school somewhere that they'll have a class,
And they'll get funding, and they'll
They'll-
get all
yeah.
of this stuff. They'll get all of these perks because they're participating in this new, great thing.
Yeah, I don't know about it.
But I do believe that there's going to be pushback for this. There's going to be more. It's just going to, there's going to be a counterbalance. You're going to see more, private schools, Christian schools, different types of alternatives to this, because there's going to be a lot of people that are going to not welcome this. I
could see this being more beneficial in, say, maybe the colleges, collegiate. Not so much in your elementary, middle school, high school, but more in like college classes.
maybe like a tutoring kind of a situation where it's not your primary educator. It's not your primary, it's not your professor, but like say, it's like an adjunct or some kind of aid of some sort, or something where you would go to, kind of like how you use your AI now. How you use AI now to help you study, or helping you with different things, so you're not having to go to now that I could see as like some kind of a helper, but as your I just
I had a teacher that I think this robot had more personality.
You're probably not wrong.
That's what I'm saying. College, a college professor, you get in there and pretty much all they're going to do is just read out a book or spout out a few things, write on the chalkboard, or do something like that, and just tell you, read these.
So you think I'm being ridiculous?
No, I don't. If I had a child in elementary school, middle school, no way do I want this. College.
It is really sad because I was just thinking, I'm like, you hear about these stories, especially high school, of these teachers having affairs with the students.
Yeah.
That wouldn't be a thing.
It wouldn't be a thing.
God help us.
Some robot love.
Oh, no, that's just you. You're a weirdo. No, but I mean, I could see how people can make that argument.
Yeah.
Well, you wouldn't have to worry about that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe if you're older, it wouldn't be as big of a deal. I just think for children, I think it could just be really bizarre because they're still kind of figuring out who they are, and I just think that could be so confusing.
Maybe as an assistant teacher, someone just sit in the corner and if
well,
the teacher,
I've been saying, I'm like, I just want a
"Hey,
Rosie.
can you tell
I
me?"
grew up watching the Jetsons. Like, that would be fine. Like having, you know what I mean? Like they've had the movies about stuff like, what was the one where Robin Williams, where he was the robot, remember? But then he wanted to have, it was a little bit, I don't know. But he was like part of their family. I mean, but he was just their robot, like he helped them out and did stuff around the house and but like I said, I do think that there could be, which is even a stretch. I mean, I think talking about these things, like just entertaining the idea and the concept of things is one thing, but it actually committing to it and it really being adopted into our society and into our culture as being a new normal, like it's a big step. And I just think that, I don't know why. I don't know. I just think we should protect the kids.
Yeah.
And I
agree.
And I just think that there should be a level of not just caution, but even fear. I mean, you look at how things just get corrupted so easily. I mean, it's just, this could get out of hand very easily. I don't know. It could. Which there's that restaurant that Elon has.
Oh yeah.
The Tesla restaurant where the robots like serve you and stuff.
Yeah.
That makes me think about like Star Wars. And that you could have like bartending robots, whatever.
Yeah.
They could like cook or something, or like, you know, yes, assembly line types. Fine.
Just more jobs.
But to me, that's more of a, like, I could see it being kind of, what's the term? Like, thunder.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Like where you're not not a leadership type role. You know what I mean? It's more of a, not laborer, but
Yeah.
that's not the right word.
I don't know. I don't know so much.
I can't think of what it, but anyway, you kind of get where I'm coming from. I just think that putting a robot in charge of something, especially right off the rip, is incredibly dangerous. And I'm not saying that they wouldn't do a good job, but I'm just saying that, like, we don't even know how this is going to go.
Oh, I think they have their place. They have their place, and we just have to be careful of trying to insert
not like
them.
anti-robot or anything. I'm just saying that I just feel like
they have their place, and we just need to be careful not to insert them out of their place.
Well,
it's inevitable. You know,
I think it's all about control, and I think it's about understanding that we as humans don't really know how we're going to interact with them. And children especially, they're just so vulnerable. Like, I could see them if they're growing up and it's like a role that a human normally would take. And it would be easy to humanize them. That could be very confusing to a child. That's all I'm saying.
Or dehumanizing the children because they're spending 8 hours with a robot that has no personality, no feelings, no emotions.
Or they could be programmed to then being, you know, it could potentially be used to manipulate the I'm just saying this could go so many ways. I mean, we could probably talk about this all night. I'm just saying that I think
can
that
argue both ways. But my gut says stay away from the small children, put them in a college somewhere, and I think it'll be fine.
And I think that, honestly, I feel like that's fair, because then the students are an adult, and they could say, okay, I agree, I'll sign up. It could even be something like where your classes are like super discounted or something, like, hey, we're doing this thing, it's kind of an experiment. You know, if you sign up for the class, you know, you're going to be taught by a humanoid droid or whatever. But, you know, you're going to get a really good discount on your class, you know, and it might be somebody's like, sure, I'll participate.
Yeah.
You know, I can take this class for way less than it would cost me to be taught by a professor, and I'm on a budget, and it's their choice.
Yeah.
And they know what it is going into it. No, I think that's actually not a bad idea. Yeah. Well, tell us what you think.
Yeah. Let us know what you think. This is kind of interesting.
It is.
But yeah, let us know what you think.
Yeah, I guess that's it. We'll see you on the next one.
All right, we'll see y'all.